Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited to show you this build because it's all about loving books and reading. I created this right after the Book Nook Kit came out, so there's a new kit which centers around reading and books. It includes so many new objects, also shelves and decoration objects, books, and I wanted to create a nice build which has a lovely view so you can just relax, lay back, read a good book, and the sun is shining through the windows and you are just enjoying a really good book. This was kind of the main idea. I wanted this build to be very modern, and because of all the windows you have the best view, so I built this in Granite Falls because Granite Falls is one of the most beautiful worlds in this game in my opinion, and it's just perfect if you want to have a gorgeous view. And this build combines all of that, having a nice view, enjoying your book. There are so many bookshelves as you will see, so this is really centered around reading. This is the perfect home for a book loving sim. So yeah, let's get into how I built this. As you've already seen in the very beginning, a part of the build is lower than the rest of the build. It's essentially like a walkout basement, and for this I've just used a room and I've lowered it into the ground. You could also use a regular basement for this, but I've explained this so many times. When you are using a basement and you remove the ceiling, you won't be able to remove the walls around it, and I wanted to be able to do exactly this. I just wanted to have a floor at the bottom, like at the lowest level, and I wanted to use the terrain tools around it, so a basement wasn't an option. So that's how I did that. So part of the build is lower than the rest, and then we have the driveway leading up to the house, which is just for decorative purposes, and it's also just the entrance area. So this is how and where your Sims are walking up to the house. I've used a debug car in the driveway because it looks fancy, so why not? It's from the base game, just for decorative purposes. I've said it before, I'm totally here for a car update because I love garages, I love driveways. It adds so much to a build, so I mean, why not? I know it's not an open world, I know it's not perfect, but I would be pretty happy about this, to be honest. But yeah, in this case it's just decorative. I wanted to use curved rims for this because it just looks fancy, and my main idea was to have this really eye-catching room in the front, which is round, has lots of windows, so it's a really sun-flooded room. I've also decided to use a glass roof on top, and this makes it like a sunroom essentially, and this is like the perfect spot to read a book. There's so much natural light coming in, and during the daytime you could just read a book on the sofa, which is right in front of the window. So this was kind of the main idea, and then I've just used more and more curved walls because I just love this. You just know how obsessed I am with round shapes in this game, and the curved rooms can be a bit buggy, but eventually it all worked out luckily. And I was using an object from the Desert Lux kit, as you just saw, so I would have a nice round shape for the balcony, because you otherwise have like a diagonal shape, and I wanted to create my own custom round balcony. So I've used all these little objects, and here I'm doing the same for the roof. The problem is when a room is curved inward, it's not a closed room, so I just thought that I would use this really small section that is not closed just as some type of outdoor hallway. So your Sims enter the first door, and then they are in a really small hallway which is part of the outside, and then they immediately enter the house and everything is fully closed. But this caused a little gap at the top, and I've used this object from the Desert Lux kit once again just to hide the gap. I've then used the Stony Goodness slab from the Spa Day pack to have a nice roof color, and I was also able to hide a part of the round glass roof. And I've then started to work on the driveway. As you can see here, I've used so many of these cubes, again from the Desert Lux kit. Before that, I've always used the one from Get Famous, but this one just has a perfect color for what I was going for. And I've placed floor pieces, so all these little cubes would be on the same level. I've then rotated them freely. For the rotation process, I did not use the tool mod. You can just freely rotate objects by using the Sims 3 camera, and I've made tutorials about this. So you can freely rotate objects and create any shape you like, and that's what I did. I've then used terrain paint to color this area, and I've then raised the terrain below this round part of the build to tie everything together. Also, I just want to say that I've missed you all so much, and actually I've built 3 builds, so this is one of 3 builds. At one point I just started to build and I couldn't stop, and I have 2 other builds ready. I just have to edit the videos, or the third one is like not completely finished, but it's almost finished. I just felt so inspired suddenly. Before that I was working on some other stuff in the background, and yeah, then I just started to build. I also have a new CC set in the works, so there is lots of new content coming. Thank you so much for being so patient. As I've said, I was working on some other stuff in the background, and yeah, I'm just so excited to be back, and I had so much fun building. Whenever you take a break from building, like coming back and having the spark back is just the best thing ever. And yeah, here I'm just decorating the outside a bit. These rocks are from growing together from debug, and so are the bushes and the trees. All these items are like some of my favorite objects right now, like the tree, the bushes, and these rocks. There is an identical tree which is part of the wedding pack, so if you don't own Growing Together but you want to have a similar or identical tree, you can check out the debug and live edit for the wedding pack. I think it's like the same. They often recycle objects for debug and live edit, which is perfectly fine because these objects are just supposed to be used to decorate the environment. So it's completely normal that objects are being reused, and you can only access them by using each sheet, which they kindly gave us. So these objects were never like meant for us in the first place. So there's like no reason to complain when objects are being reused. That's like totally fine. And yeah, if you want to use this tree, just check out the wedding pack if you don't own Growing Together. Also, the windows are from the Greenhouse Haven kit, and only when I zoomed in super closely I've noticed that there's like some type of net, which makes sense because it's for a greenhouse, but I've used it for so many builds now and I never noticed. But I just love the shape, the layout, the color. It's like my favorite window at the moment. All these like modern farmhouse conversion builds that are like everywhere, also on Pinterest, like in real life, in The Sims. This is like the perfect type of window for this, especially in a black swatch. It's just perfect. Before that, you just had to combine multiple small windows or do some tool magic to have this type of look. I'm just so happy that we've gotten these windows. As long as you don't zoom in, you won't notice that there's like some type of net. And yeah, this is like a small pond because I was creating another slope in the back and I thought, okay, it has to lead somewhere. So I just wanted to have this beautiful area where you can just chill and relax. You have a nice view of the pond and you can just chill and again, maybe read a book. And here I'm starting to furnish. So this is the infamous round sunroom that I was mentioning earlier. And I'm using so many objects from the new kit, but also some other stuff, of course. I feel like the kit is wonderful. I know kits in general are a controversial topic. Some people don't like them, but when I just talk about the quality of this kit and if I like it, I really do like it. I think the textures are amazing. The objects just look wonderful. There's a nice selection of objects. I think it's a really good kit. I really like it. It's a lot of fun to use it, and I was going for a really rustic vibe. I had already used these windows in this beautiful warm toned wooden color, and then I've used this wooden wallpaper which is also from the new kit, and then I just set the mood for a really rustic, beautiful, warm and cozy interior. So I just had to use more wooden tones. It just felt right. And you can see that we got all these different new shelves. They snap. They are like the shelves from Dream Home Decorator, so you can just combine them. At first I also wanted to use a new shelf in this little corner here, but I've then used the one from Dream Home Decorator because I just needed a really slim one. And I always have so much fun furnishing around rooms. I know it's sometimes not easy, but to me it's like so fun. Before we got the update, I already created like custom curved rooms, and you know I love this so much. And furnishing all these curved shapes is also fun. So behind this wall here we have the sunroom, which is like the main reading area, and this is the living room. So I've included a TV and all kinds of different things, the easel, the chess table and all that, but again, books everywhere. Below the TV, in the corner, there are just bookshelves everywhere. So you can just grab a book wherever you are in this house. This is what it's all about. You can just read, and you have the best view. And I love how this interior turned out. I love how rustic it is. I love how inviting and cozy it is. These table and the chairs are from growing together actually, and I then started to work on the kitchen, and I used these subway tiles. They're from the base game, I think, and again I wanted this room to be super rustic, and you know I always build these hyper modern kitchens, and this kitchen has a really typical KateEmerald layout. It's open, there are island counters. It may be a bit impractical. I think this is like a reoccurring theme on this channel, but I wanted this one to be really rustic. I really challenged myself to really make it inviting and cozy, so I've used counters that I would never use usually. They are also from the base game, I think. They are really rustic and beautiful. They actually have an industrial vibe, but because of the wooden color and the way I combined all these objects, it just made sense to me because it is a bit modern, but it's also rustic. It just all worked out so nicely. So we have the main kitchen area where you have the stove, and then there's an island counter in front of it, and then I've built more counters on this wall over here where I've just included the dishwasher, a coffee machine, a microwave, because I had used so many windows in this room that I was kind of running out of space when it comes to walls. Like, it's really hard to build a kitchen in a room where you have used so many windows, but I made it work. And I'm also going to include a table here. I thought it would make sense to use a round table because of the round shape. This room has a really unique shape because like the wall where I've added like the main kitchen part is like straight, but then we have this curved room and it has like such a lovely interesting shape, and again really sun flooded, the best view. I'm just a granite falls stan, I guess. I love this so much. And yeah, I'm just cluttering and decorating a bit more here, and it all comes together. These lamps, like the ceiling lamps, are also like really industrial, so I don't know, the style of this house kind of evolved while I was furnishing. This is one of 3 bathrooms. It's like also a oddly shaped room. The bathtub is right in front of the window so you can enjoy the view. I know, privacy, but it's just a game. It doesn't really matter. And I've also wanted this room to be really cozy and rustic and inviting, so I've used lots of wooden tones, also gold tones, all kinds of different colors. And this part of the house is at the bottom, the walkout basement area, and this is the glorious master bedroom. I wanted it to be glorious, gorgeous, really big. I wanted this to be a proper luxurious master bedroom. There's going to be one additional bedroom, which is a room which has bunk beds. It's a kid's room, or you could just use it to have someone over. So this build does not have a focus on general family gameplay, even though you could use it this way. It's all about hiding in the woods and enjoying a book, and this is kind of the main idea. So I really wanted to have a big cozy master bedroom. So again, there's lots of books, also lots of places to just lay down and read the book. So it's like a combination of a living room and a bedroom. But I feel like a proper master bedroom in a mansion has to be this. Like someone once complained below a video that some of my bedrooms are too small because it's a mansion, and you were completely right. Technically, when you're working on a mansion, the bedrooms, of course, have to be really big and lavish as well. So here we go. We have a really big, beautiful bedroom in this house, and I've then used the new shelves from the Book Nook Kit to have them like going around the door. I love this type of look, and I've then furnished this room here, which is for kids or visitors, or you could just use it for all kinds of different things. I've also included the Murphy bed from the tiny house pack, stuff pack. I forgot the name. It's been like a long time since it came out. I just wanted to include another bedroom. You could also change this and change the furniture, but this was kind of the main idea. So maybe it could be a room for twins, for example. You could do anything with this. And I've also included 2 computers, so it's basically like a room for twins. And I've then just decorated the rest a bit more, the hallway of course, and all that. And this is it. This video is slowly coming to an end. I've added so many screenshots. This build is CC free and unmodded. It's available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. You will find all the information in the description, and you can also grab the tray files from my Patreon. I'm going to add the link to the description as well. The build is in early access for 2 weeks, and then anyone can grab it, but it's already in the gallery, like available for everyone right now. So you can just head over to the gallery and grab it right now if you want to. I hope you've enjoyed this video and build. I hope that you will enjoy the new kit because I feel like it's so much fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you like this build, what you think about the Book Nook Kit. And yeah, I hope you will have a absolutely perfect day and week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.